So for this makeup look, I was very inspired by one of my favorite beauty eras, which was the 90s. For this look, I wanted everything to be very warm and brown tone, which gives off a very elegant and sophisticated look. So the eyeshadow squad I just showed was by Charlotte Tilbury in the color Golden Goddess. I first applied the warm brown color with a flat brush to build up the color, and then I blended with my blending brush for a seamless look. And yeah, it was so freaking hot today, I was melting. I think it was like almost 40 degrees here in Spain. Okay, then I'm using the enhanced color, which is almost, I would say, a grayish brown looking color. And I apply this where I would normally apply eyeliner to add definition. And then I also apply this on my outer corners to smoke it out. I do this in a triangle kind of shape, and I just keep blending until everything looks nice and smoked. So once I'm done smoking out the color, I use this light satin nude prime shade in my inner corners for some added brightening effect. And once I'm done with that, whatever leftover I have on my brush, I apply it under my brow bone. Then for a little bit of sparkle, I will add some of that pop shade, which to me looks like a dark gold grayish brown color. I like to apply this with my finger for a more sheer effect, so I wanted to add a little bit more gold. So I'm using here also by Charlotte Tilbury, the Hypnotizing Pop Shot in the color Sunlit Diamond, which will add a little bit more gold. Moving on to base, I'm using the Dior Forever Skin Veil Primer for a soft focus finish. And something I also like to do with primer is wipe away any eyeshadow fallout, if there is any, before moving on to foundation and concealer. I find it easier that way to keep my makeup application nice and clean. Then my foundation of choice today is by Dior Forever Powder Foundation in the color 2.5 Neutral, which is great for this 90s inspired makeup look. It makes my skin look blurred and airbrushed with a nice velvet look and feel, which I think is very 90s. I mean, I've been obsessed with powder foundations lately. It just leaves the most beautiful velvet glow to my skin, and on top of that, my skin feels like silk. So I no longer have that tacky, kinda sticky feel to my skin, and it doesn't transfer as easy anymore. So yeah, that is one of the bonuses of powder foundation. And I also like to use this with a very slightly damp cushion sponge. So I just slightly spray water mist on it, just a little bit. Then moving on to concealer, I'm using my Born This Way concealer by Too Faced in the color Vanilla. My holy grail, best coverage ever. Using my Zoeva concealer brush, I lightly buff it in. And I like to take my time with this until it's all blended and seamless. And then when I am done, I blend it some more with that same sponge so that the powder and concealer becomes one. And then I repeat the same around my mouth. Then to remove the tackiness, I go back over where I applied concealer with my powder foundation so that I can still have that silky velvet feel to my skin. So for my brows, I've been enjoying the Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil and gel, both in the color Soft Brown, which is a good color I think for either anyone with golden blonde or red hair, brown hair as well, when you don't like that ashy kind of look like me. The color is soft and warm, it's not too dark and ashy looking, which is what I personally prefer. This is like my difficult brow. I have a scar there. So I have like this annoying empty gap where my art should be. I like to first fill in the gap with brushing downstrokes, as my natural brows point downwards. So I first fill in the gap and then I fill in the rest. So I just follow where my hairs naturally fall with both my pencil and gel. And now I'm going to complete the bottom of my eyes first by using that same nude satin color, applying it in my inner corners. Then I apply that beautiful warm smoke brown color and I just smoke it out until I'm satisfied. And that is all I'm going to use under my eyes. Then moving on to eyeliner, I chose this warm sparkling brown color by Sisley, which is also a waterproof liner, which is good for me as I have naturally very watery eyes. So I chose a brown eyeliner to keep it looking soft, and of course it's also going to enhance my eyes. Now this Helena Rubinstein mascara is very nostalgic to me, because I remember about 14 years ago I saw this mascara in a magazine and I wanted it so bad. So yeah, this was like my very first luxury high-end mascara slash beauty product. And now 14 years later, I'm still using this, which shows how incredible this mascara is, to me at least. I love it when a beauty product can just stand through the test of time. I go back to this time and time again. It's a true classic. Look at that gorgeous packaging. It looks like a piece of art. Absolutely gorgeous. So I chose this airbrush bronzer as it has like a matte finish, which is ideal for this 90s inspired look. And this is in the color medium. I love applying bronzer. Then to ensure everything looks natural, I blended some more with my beauty sponge. Then for a little bit of glow, not too much, I'm using my RMS highlighter palette in the color Champagne Fizz, which is a beautiful pearly shade. And I just use a little bit as I'm going for a velvet beauty look. This 90s inspired look, of course, would not be complete without a brown toned nude lipstick. The one I'm using today is also by Charlotte and it is in the color Cover Star. And her lipsticks formula have such a luxurious buttery feel to them, it feels very pleasant to apply. Then for lip liner, I'm using the color Iconic Nude by Charlotte as well, which is also a brown tone shade. So I trace my lips after first layer of lipstick, and when I'm done with lip liner, I go back over it with that same Cover Star nude color to blend everything together. Moving on to cheeks, I'm using a matte cream blush by Armani, which is the Neo Nude Color Bomb in the color 51. I wanted something peachy, and the fact that even though it is a cream blush, it leaves a matte finish. So it's very interesting, and also great for the look I'm going for today. Then to top it off with a powder blush, I went for a tawny peachy brown color by Charlotte Tilbury in the color The Climax, which again is perfect for this 90s beauty look. It is very pigmented, so I don't need much color. And then finally, to complete it all, I'm setting my under eyes with my Flawless Finish powder in the color Medium, so I can keep everything in place. So this was my more modern take on 19th style makeup. I hope you enjoyed this look as much as I did. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, like, and if you would like to see more of this in the future, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.